I helped. Not everybody in Ohio celebrates Statehood Day, but Mrs. Giffels' students sure do. In commemoration of the Buckeye State's 216th birthday, she would spirit those cookies into her classroom, breaking them out for the afternoon lesson. She would show her students how the dark blue icing along the edges designated the water borders. Lake Erie to the north, assuming one uses compass directions to navigate baked goods, and the Ohio River curving down the eastern and southern edges. She would tell them how important these waters have been to every part of life in Ohio, and she would point out the red dot of icing she'd put near the upper right, indicating their shared hometown. State history is a fourth-grade educational standard across the country. Students learn the story of their home place, the territory that designates them part of America, but that also gives them the beginning of a notion of their own unique version of Americanism. Ohio isn't any more American than any other place, but it is completely so, a unique cross-section that maps the persona of the nation in a way that has prompted others to turn here again and again to plumb our collective identity. In my lifetime here, it has been easy to believe, as novelist Dawn Powell once observed, that all Americans come from Ohio originally, if only briefly. It is an ur-place, sublimely average in both the dispositional and mathematical senses, an intersection of lifestyles and economies, of geographical characteristics and political tendencies, of climates, of conscience, of concerns, a place with answers to the most important question. Who are we? I was born in Akron and am a lifelong, doggedly committed citizen of a state that's often easier to leave than to love. I have spent much of my adult life thinking and writing about this place in widely ranging forms. For 18 years, I covered Northeast Ohio as a newspaper journalist. The books I've written all have Ohio themes and settings. I talk about it a lot, sometimes in bars, sometimes in classrooms, sometimes to outsiders looking to understand this place. I teach a course at the University of Akron on Ohio literature. My go-to beer is brewed in a district called Ohio City. I used to play in a band named after Cleveland's flagship department store, the May Company. Most important, my son and daughter, born and raised here, were just then coming into their own as adults, as citizens, as young people preparing to commit, each in their own way, to Ohio as their home and to a set of ideals that I still want to believe in. Gina left for school as the sun was coming up, and I completed my morning like I always do, reading the newspaper at the little table under the window, finishing what was left of the coffee, wishing there was a half cup more. I can't say that I was worried that morning in the way I might identify now. Like most people, I was occupied by the immediate concerns of the day, my classes to teach, an eye doctor's appointment, my expiring license plates. But I was worried, the way most people are, for my children, the son who was beginning police academy, the daughter leaving for class at the downtown university, still fretting over her path, asking me and Gina for an answer that we wished we had. What is my life going to be? I was worried, the way most people are, about the slim black smartphone at my side, the way it distracts and narrows my focus, the drag of social media, and the ways we no longer listen, and the ways we no longer speak. I was worried, the way most people were in 2019, about the chaos, division, and acrimony surrounding the presidency of Donald Trump. I was feeling, that morning, like most people, the troubling misalignment of my country. And I was wondering about Ohio, a topic I wonder about perhaps more than any other. What I knew that morning, and was beginning to consider in a newly urgent way, is that I live in a very particular America, the America of Ohio, which has forever served uniquely as a reflection of the nation, a conscience of sorts. Even in a time when that reflection felt